It's go time, baby. Welcome into the stream. For the next hour, we have a bunch of bets that we are going to be hitting up. NBA, NHL, college basketball, even have a few college football conference or action games tonight. So a lot to unpack, a lot to dive into. Welcome in. Very excited just to kind of start hitting up some bets. So we're going to do things a little bit differently in terms of normally we're going to focus and start with DFS. But I really want to pay close attention to the sharp money tool. Yesterday, we used the sharp money tool on a 3-pick PrizePicks entry and cashed. So we are going to create a couple of different slips using the sharp money tool over here at OddsJam, first and foremost, to see if we can find some different value. So just to share with you my filters that we can kind of get this set up with, I just have some of the DFS books around where I am just selected, right? Now I can use some different liquidity if I want to. If I want to use maybe 250 here for Pinnacle's limits, I'm fine with that. Minimum maximum odds between a plus minus 200, and we're just looking for player props, right? I guess I should set the date range for today. Not that it really matters much, but let's see what we have going on. So I'm just going to quickly scroll to see maybe what books are popping up a bunch. Now, I see a couple here. I see Harden. I see Johnston. I see Demidov. So I have 2 hockey plays. I need one more hockey play for pick 6. So let's start off with this one, right? Demidov under 1.5. You can see that someone put up $4,100. They want this play at minus 129. So this person is offering on ProfitX for you to bet the over 1.5 at plus 129. We can bet the under right now at minus 122 odds. So let me fire up pick 6. Pick 6 also today, guys, does have an NHL boost. I already used my boost, but if you haven't used it, it's out there. Take a look. So let's take a look at pick 6. I'm just pulling it up here on my other monitor, and we got some different things going on. Irish, what's going on? Yeah, man, we're going to jump right into it. Saints, what's going on, brother? What's going on? So I like the Demidov play first and foremost. We were on Wyatt Johnston, or at least I think I was on Wyatt Johnston earlier. I'm on his over 2.5 shots on goal quite a bit. And so this would be another one where we're over 2.5 again. Someone has this. They want this at minus 122. We can get this on pick 6 at minus 122. So I like that. Wyatt Johnston, center for the Dallas Stars. And then the other thing that I'm just going to do is I'm going to come over here to the optimizer. And I'm going to take a look at pick 6. And I'm going to look at 3-pick entries. And we're going to do this the old school traditional way. The difference here is that I'm going to start off with league, and we're going to come over here to NHL. And I'm just going to peruse the sports books to see if maybe we can find some price discrepancies. So really good play here on Casey DeSmith under on his saves. You can see this Johnston play, but I like this because of the sharp money tool. But this is really good at Pinnacle. Same play, the old Pittsburgh Penguin, Casey DeSmith, under on his saves. Now, they're giving this to me at 5.8x payout, so it's slightly worse of a payout. But I really like this DeSmith play. So if you guys have your boost, make sure that you use it or opt into it on pick 6. So I'm going to share this. This is only a $4 difference, guys, in price for me, so I'm not going to freak out over this. Instead of making 150, we're going to make 146. So there's the link right there for that pick 6 entry. And that's pretty much my fill right now at Wyatt Johnston because I have him on a couple of different ways. Obviously, on pick 6, we have some stat slices for the NBA. And kind of pick your poison on who you like the most when it comes to the stat slices. So if we come over to the NBA, cool. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over the sharp money tool because that's what I'm really interested in. All right, so what else do we have? Now, obviously, with some of these PrizePicks entries, guys, we're looking at 5-pick entries, right? We're getting this at minus, Johnston, you can grab this a couple different ways. What about Terrence Mann? So somebody really wants Terrence Mann at minus 119 odds on the under 13.5 points. Obviously, I like to play 3-pick entries at minus 122. So it's okay. Draymond over on assists, same thing. Someone wants this at minus 124. So I'm fine with grabbing this at minus 122. Let me throw this off to the side. And let me hit up PrizePicks here. So we're looking at Draymond over on assists. I know that we got to have some more tacos, by the way. Yeah, we're going to take the Shesterkin taco right here on PrizePicks. We're going to pair this up with Draymond over on his assists. And what else do we have here? Gillespie. I'm on him already once. Jalen Johnson on assists. Don't like the Jalen Johnson play as much in terms of just what the liquidity is. So we'll take Terrence Mann. And we're looking at the under 13.5 points. All right. This is going to be the taco. Shesterkin taco, guys. Make sure you take his over on his saves. And I'll share this link with you guys right here. Bryce has way too much coin on Demidov and Johnston. Yeah. First play for me were Demidov, but I have Johnston on a couple of plays. I like the Johnston play quite a bit. So there's the 3-pick entry, guys, with the Shesterkin taco over on PrizePicks. Shared a slip earlier on Twitter or X, whatever the hell the kids call it. I don't know. I still call it Twitter. On what was it? Was it Josh Giddey? Who was that? I forget the last taco. Yeah, the Josh Giddey taco. Is this Sixers game already live? Already live, is it? No, it's not. PrizePicks was saying it was live, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, no, it's not for another 2 hours. All right, so there's that. So we shared a DK pick 6, the NHL boost, PrizePicks. We're just using the sharp money tool right now to take a look at. And if you want to put the Demidov play, guys, on your slip, totally fine. Right? If you don't want to put it on pick 6, you could put it on PrizePicks. A little more flexibility with PrizePicks because of what we have available. Moses Moody. These are on 6-pick entries, guys. I'm not interested in playing 6 picks. I want to play 3 picks. So obviously minus 116 is what this person wants it at. I'm getting it at minus 122. That's a bit of a pretty big price jump for me, so I'm not crazy about that one. We have one better play here with Wallman. So let's go back over to the optimizer. Let's take a look at some underdog plays. Let's see if we can find anything for 3-pick entries. And let's go 3 minimum data points. SGA. Love this SGA play. Though I don't like betting unders on SGA, I am a fan of this one. And the Zubox play. Don't know if we can take them against each other because they're playing against each other, but we're looking at the under 27.5 points and rebounds. And then we're looking at the under 43.5 PRA. Okay, and then I got to move quick. What else do we have? A lot of Thunder plays. I can't do that. Ooh, Pajemski. All right, this is a slight nerf and payout, but again, it's $5 worth, and I'm okay with that. Here's the 3-pick on underdog. There's one there. So we got an underdog slip, PrizePicks, pick 6, DraftKings. Nice. Okay. Let's take a look at better. Speaking of 3-pick entries, we'll see what we have going on. Zubox play under on rebounds. Not bad to FanDuel. Extremely good to Pinnacle. That would be something I'm interested in. I know we just bet his under on points and rebounds. This is slightly different. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure not too many of you guys actually use your computer for better. Better's been they're giving me verification codes like every day. And I use the same laptop, and it's extremely annoying. So if anyone that's watching the stream works at Better, bro, can we kind of fix that? Because it's so bad. Looks like we have a Devin Booker boost over here. At least I do on Better, from 28.5 points to 24.5. So there's a little boost, which is really nice. I can't, for some reason, click into searching for a player's name. There we go. Zub, we're looking under 11.5 rebounds. What else do I have? Royce O'Neal, under 16.5 points and rebounds. I don't know if we're going to get a correlation nerf because we have the Booker over. Dyson Daniels over 4.5 assists is interesting because It's only 6 cents off to FanDuel, but it's really good to Pinnacle. I like to see plays that are kind of aligned with one another. A little bit more like Trey Murphy over on his assists. I'm already over on his PRA and one slip, guys, that I shared earlier. But I'll take the over 3 assists. Again, this is going to be a perfect play. I think the max wager for me is $10. So I'm taking the Booker discount on Better. So if you guys haven't used that yet, I'll share this link as well. Okay. So there's a 3-pick entry on Better. Just kind of moving right along. For any of my Fliff users, anyone that's looking at Fliff, let's throw in some data points here as well. Data points just mean, guys, different sports books providing their opinions. The more opinions I can find from other sports books, the more confidence that I have in the play. I'm not interested in playing like these minus 800s or minus 1900s. If you don't want to see that, you can just simply come here and say, yo, just give me like minus 200 to plus 200. Really simple. Not much at the moment. So Better looks like kind of garbage right now. Parlay play. Woo, these combos. Bro, are these combos real life? Dude, drop what you're doing and run over to parlay play. Holy shirts and pants. These might be all discounts. That might be the only thing. So Jalen, I got to go to NBA combos. Forgot about that. Jalen Johnson, Paolo, under 17.5. That's insane. 19 cents off. How about Gideon Edgecombe? Gideon Edgecombe under 37.5 points. Bingo. And then Turner and Scotty Barnes. It's okay to FanDuel. I can't do the Jalen Johnson one again. Quickly and Rollins, I don't like that one. Turner and Scotty Barnes is all right. So we're going to run a little of this. Turner, Scotty Barnes, under on rebounds, under 14.5. I'm going to throw this one in here for you guys as well. I don't know how to save this, so this is kind of a pain in the ass. It's the only thing I really hate about parlay play, but I will share this with you guys over here. This is what I'm on right here. We're taking the under 17.5 rebounds on Jalen Johnson, Paolo Banchero, the under 37.5 points on Gideon Edgecombe, and then the under 14.5 rebounds on Scotty Barnes and Miles Turner. These are combo plays, really good to Pinnacle and FanDuel as a combination. So for any of my parlay play people, nice to get a little parlay play action in as well. We're just kind of rolling right along, man. Nice to get a lot of slips. Nice to pump them out. Nothing's bumped yet. We'll see. Dabble. We also got Dabble Shields here, guys. If you want to play Dabble Shields, this is available. We'll look at some 3 picks for my Dabble folks. Again, we'll throw in 3 minimum data points. Dabble. God, I wish it was kind of in Florida right now. It's a really good time. Again, really like this Trey Murphy over 3.5 assists. We played the Zubox play earlier. I don't mind the under on his rebounds. Desmond Bane. I'm okay with the over 16 points on Desmond Bane. It's fine by me. Or if you wanted to take the under 4 rebounds on Colin Murray Boyles. Like Murphy. I also like this Murphy points and assists. If you would rather take the points and assists than assists, guys, always sometimes a little better. Maybe take the points and assists if he has a good game, but it's really whatever you prefer. I just like here with the assist that, you know, this is 21 cents off to Pinnacle and then like a gazillion cents off to FanDuel. So that's something I really like. Again, I totally disregard BetMGM's odds because out of all these sports books that are on my screen, the rec books, BetMGM would be the easiest sports book to make money on. If I could pick one book for the rest of my life that I had no limits on, I would probably take BetMGM. Maybe DraftKings, but most likely BetMGM. So really good time over there betting those. Got a lot going on. We mentioned earlier on this morning's stream, guys, I've tweeted a few things out. And I'll kind of say the same message again that I said this morning. A lot of what I do, an overwhelmingly majority of what I do, I give away free strategies, free picks, free slips. I've been live streaming now for 18 months, been giving away everything for free. As to try to open up my menu to cater to different types of sports bettors based on your bankroll, based off of how much you want to learn and educate. Some people have asked me, I've had a lot of people ask me, where's your picks? Do you have a Discord channel? Where can I just tail your picks? And so as of today, I launched and partnered up with Dub Club and launched my pick service, where if you want to just you want my best positive EV plays that I'm on. I already sent out both cards today. The first card was just all the plays that I liked for NHL, college basketball, and NBA. And then later on, a couple hours later, I sent my NBA player prop card out. So I am launching. I have various different packages, guys, but I'm launching a free 3-day trial and 20% off my 1-month plan. That's $19.99. If you use this link, you'll receive, what's going on, Trent? You'll receive you'll receive 20% off, but you'll also receive a 3-day free day trial. So try me out for 3 days. If you think I suck, then just cancel, and it doesn't cost you anything. So you can check that out right there, guys. This offer will end by the end of day Friday. But I have various different packages, from seasonal packages to particular sports that you're interested in, to 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 1 year plans, lifetime plans, all kinds of things out there in Dub Club. It's taken me a long time, but I finally decided to pull the trigger and start a page. And so that's there for you if you are like, yo, man, I like OddsJam, but I just can't afford OddsJam right now. Or like, yo, my life's too busy to sit in front of a screen all day. Then this is where you're going to be receiving my best plays that I like. Typically anywhere between 10 to maybe 25 plays. I think today's card's 17 or 18 plays. And so trying to get some volume down, right? But that's over there if you guys want to check it out. Let's go back over to pick 6 and we'll take a look at some plays. See what we got cooking. Trent. Oh, Trent, really appreciate you, man. Thank you for becoming a DGen. And any OGs and DGens, Irish, Saints, two that are in the chat right now, make sure that you welcome Trent in. Really appreciate the support, man. I do have 2 channel members, guys, in terms of offers, from $1.99 a month to $4.99 a month. And so appreciate you, Trent, and your support. You've been on the streams quite a bit, man. So always really appreciate that. Also, guys, speaking of content, I just dropped a video on my channel less than an hour ago here on the YouTube page. So if you want to check that out, it's how I would start sports betting in 2026. So kind of getting a head start. Kind of crazy to think we have less than 60 days until the new year. Let's look at NBA. And one thing that you won't find from me, guys, not just on these streams, but also just like on Dub Club, I don't play collegiate player props. College football, college basketball, not my jam. I don't mess around with college props. So Jalen Johnson. I thought I had him, but I don't. I just got stuff on this other game. Under 34.5 PRA. I was seeing this at under 35.5 for a while. This looks pretty good on the 34.5. This is at 33.5 on FanDuel. So let me get back in over here on pick 6. They obviously have a Jalen Johnson promo for like a stat slice for his points, but let's see what we have. One guy that I do know that's on the stream, that's on the Dub Club, I know Chi-Town. Chi-Town's in here. I don't think I'm blowing up your spot, Chi-Town, but appreciate your support, man. And welcome in. 49ers Faithful. What's going on, bro? Wise Joyce Trent. Keep coming back. So we're grabbing Jalen Johnson. And Edgecombe over on his PRA. This doesn't look too shabby. Again, guys, depending on what's going on and the activity when sports, when it comes to some of these player props, some of these guys are going to be really good if we're betting them. You might bet they're under, and then all of a sudden the price drives down enough to where the line moves, and now you want to bet they're over, right? So it's not like you did anything wrong sometimes. It's just that's kind of how it goes from time to time in terms of betting. So like we talked about betting Desmond Baines over 16 points on Dabble. Well, here I'd bet is under 17.5. It's just too high. And if he lands on 16 or 17, if he lands on 17, we both are happy on Dabble and here. This is only 10 cents off to FanDuel. I would maybe prefer Draymond. While we just put Draymond over 5.5 assists, Draymond can easily get himself 21 PRA cash for us and hit his over. So here we go. Here's another pick 6 entry, 3 picks. If you haven't already, guys, make sure you use your stat slice. Can't emphasize that enough. MP, what's going on? All right. There we go. Honestly, dude, at this point with the members, I think we got to have about 70 or 80 people as members. Obviously, guys, it means a lot coming, just your support tuning into the channel, subscribing. But OGs and DGens, you have a very special place in my heart. And one big reason why you would become a channel member is because when the chat is on and popping, I automatically look for Saints or Trent or now, Anna Grow. What's going on? Appreciate that, Anna. Very kind of you. 49ers faithful. I look for that emblem, guys, and I will immediately answer your questions, or if you have a request, or if you want to see something in particular, we go immediately into those plays. So that's one of the reasons where, as a channel member, you have the ability to literally steer the stream in the direction where you want it to go. And so that's kind of how we do it. I try to make sure that we hit all the bases. Irish, as soon as we got on the stream, he asked if we could go over the NHL Pick 6 boost. We did that right away. So little things like that. Okay, let's look at the sharp money tool for some making sure we're on player props. Okay, we're going to go all the way to the top here. Some of these plays on the sharp money tool might just be EV. But clearly, this is a play that I'd want to be on. Tage Thompson, under 3.5 shots on goal. You can get this at plus 120 odds on Hard Rock. Here's why this play is so powerful. Somebody on Novig and ProfitX has $5,000. Someone else has $2,600. That's over $7,000 combined for this under. Somebody wants this at plus 111. Someone else wants it at plus 108. Pinnacle's only taking a $250 limit on this play. So if we can get his under anywhere around plus 110, that's really good. So ESPN bet, Bally bet, Props Builder. I'm going to go to Props Builder right now and bet this because this seems to be an incredible play. So Tage Thompson under on his 3.5 shots on goal. I'm logging in over here to my bookie on my other monitor right now, and we're just going to hit that up. Appreciate you, Victor. Nito, I missed this morning's stream. What about the last pass for an interception last night? Killed my parlay. Yeah, Nito. So yesterday I had a profitable day, and I had around 5 or 6 plays that I got hooked on. So the Dak Prescott last play of the game interception, just an absolute killer. I put out a 2-leg parlay on Onyx yesterday. Iowa State minus 38.5. They won by 38. We had an underdog 3-pick slip that I share with Jake Laveria under 10.5 rebounds and assists. Dude got 11. Giannis, we had his under 31.5 points. He hits the game-winning shot to go to 33. So the good news for me that I was happy with is that I still turned a small profit yesterday, $50, with all of those hooks going against me. So it'd be like that sometimes. It'd be like that. So we're looking at Tage Thompson, under 3.5 shots on goal. I'm going over to Props Builder. Really, guys, you could play this anywhere between a plus 107 to maybe obviously, and higher. I'm very, very happy with that. So a lot of NHL games tonight. We will be looking at anytime goal scorers, taking a look at that. Something definitely that you are going to receive. Damn, Props Builder they already changed this. Damn. Yeah, Props Builder just fell off. Damn. One thing that you'll definitely receive with myself is that, for anytime goal scorers, so my favorite plays are definitely going to be on the Dub Club, in my premium package, I should say. All right, so now I'm going to run over to ESPN Bet. I don't like trying to hit this up on ESPN Bet because it is yeah, it's one of those onesie books that I like to keep. I like to keep on, and so just one of those things that I like to. So give me 1 second here. We're going to hit this up. Outside of Tage Thompson, where else can we go? Jack Eichel, over 3.5 shots on goal. Yeah, this looks pretty good. This looks like a familiar play to me from earlier. Yeah, I definitely like this play on Eichel. Somebody has $4,000. They want this over. I like that. I like it a lot. Play it on DraftKings. Play on ESPN Bet. Play on Hard Rock. I can easily get behind that. And, all right. What else do we have here? Looking for some popular books. We talked about this Demidov play. How we put this already on a we put this Demidov play on a PrizePicks slip or whatever. So what I might look to do here, guys, is I know that someone earlier mentioned, it was Bryce, mentioned that he has a too much Demidov, but this is Canadians and the Flyers. So I'm gonna look to put together a little two-leg parlay here with Demidov and with Tage Thompson over on ESPN Bet. So player shots on goal. Have a little fun with this one. What else do we have on here? Because all of these plays, guys, as you can see, like this Embiid play, God, I hate betting under on Embiid. I just don't know what the minutes restriction is going to be tonight. But someone wants this at minus 106, and we can get this over on any Canby sportsbook. So I hate betting unders on Embiid. This is actually pretty it's not bad, positive EV. It's okay to Pinnacle. It's probably a low plus EV edge if we were looking at that. But, okay. All right, so I'm in for $100. Ooh, I can only do $95. Ooh. All right, no problem. $95.16. We will hit that play up, no doubt. And I'll just throw this over here like so. Okay, what else do we got here? Bo Horvat, $2,500. Somebody wants this at minus 140. We can get this at minus 130 on Hard Rock. We can bet this over on FanDuel at minus 140. Is there any other book that maybe I could get a slightly better price at? Not really. So while you can bet this over on Ballybet, you can get a great price on Hard Rock. I want this over on FanDuel. Bo Horvat over 2.5 shots on goal. Bruins, Islanders. I'm going to log into FanDuel here off to the side. So again, guys, when we're looking at this, what I'm specifically looking for, someone is putting up a massive amount of money on one single type of wager. Right? It's not like this is all chopped up into 2,500. One person wants this at minus 140 odds. So if I can get this at minus 140 or minus 145 or better, minus 135, minus 115, then this is something that I want to be on. This isn't necessarily a positive EV play compared to the sharp books, but I am believing that whoever is posting all this money on this side is actually like just a sharp better. So for Bo Horvat, I'm just going to make me look to win one unit. So they'll let me bet $350, which is really nice, even though I got some limits here on FanDuel. Bo Horvat to get 3 shots on goal or over 2.5. We're going to bet this at minus 140 odds. I could obviously go get this on Hard Rock. Obviously, guys, sometimes with these types of plays, I'm willing, like Hard Rock is such an easy sports book to make money on. I don't want to lose it and get limited right away. So I try to find other ways to, if I can get this on FanDuel, I'm totally fine with that. Kev, is there a filter to leave out low liquidity bets on no vig? So what you can do, Kev, is you can come over to the liquidity here. If you want to see certain liquidity from no vig or from that sharp better, right? If you want to see, I don't know, like $3,000 or higher, then you can do that here. So now you can see all the way here at the bottom, the lowest we have is $3,000. So anything above that is $3,000. So just so you guys, I made a video, guys, going over this on OddsJam's YouTube channel. The video dropped on Friday. But just so you guys know, Pinnacle's limit is what you're looking to see from Pinnacle. And a lot of times with Pinnacle, for player props, they're accepting $250, sometimes $500, depending on when the game is going to occur. For NHL and NBA, right? And for NFL, when we get closer to kickoff, it gets to like $1,000. If you want to see those sharp liquidity minimums, then you could set this at $3,000. If you set this up, though, for $10, what you're going to notice is all the way at the bottom, this is where you're going to see very low limits, right? Low liquidity. Now, I can make the argument on this Embiid play like we talked about, while there is only $184 here, someone at 1 cent below has this at $2,600, just like we talked about earlier. So, but in general, like this play here on Miles Turner, I don't like this. This is not enough money for me to consider this a sharp play. So I'm always looking for multipliers over here on Pinnacle. So, $3,000 is totally fine. If you want to maybe take this to $2,500, maybe I can't type, maybe I can. There we go. So now we're going to start off with the very top plays. We talked about Eichel, Matthew Schaefer, right? Somebody wants this at plus 117 odds on his over. You can get plus 114 on FanDuel. I don't mind that. Plus 115. Again, guys, be willing to take a little bit of a range here. Like it's right. We're banking on that somebody has $3,700 on Schaefer's over. I'm totally fine with firing off this over. I'm already on the Bruins game, right? Firing this over here on FanDuel. So I believe it's the over 2.5, right? Yeah, he was the number one draft pick, guys. Top defenseman, Schaefer, right? So maybe I'll say, all right, let me see if I can go in for like a 125 spot here. And there we go. We're in on Matthew Schaefer. So the one thing that I really, really like about the Sharp Money tool, a couple things. Number one, I think it's fantastic for your like account health and your account longevity. You can now start to look at the market and say, oh, I can actually maybe play this at a FanDuel at a slightly worse price and just tail this sharp person. I think it's also awesome for player props because now you can see like, bro, somebody put up almost $4,000 on this play. Like that's a lot of dough. And Pinnacle's only taken $250. So yeah, this could be like something we can really look at. Because the problem here, over here on the positive EV tool, is if we like looking at NHL anytime goal scorers, and I pull up maybe Slafkovsky. Ooh, Slafkovsky's looking decent right now. Speaking of the Flyers and the Canadiens, right? We only can see that Pinnacle's taking 250, and we can see that Novig's at 356, but we don't know any other sharp books that are maybe posting liquidity here. So while we're on this, Slafkovsky, I'm going to throw $100 on this, maybe a little more. Anytime goal scores. Here's one for you guys. Slafkovsky. What's my max wager? $200. That's actually not bad. I'm going to go in for a 150 spot. Okay. Because I've had a lot of success betting anytime goal scores. And I don't know how hot I'm going to continue to stay. The reason that I'm willing to bet a little bit over $90 is because like I had a 60% ROI in October. It's the main reason why this FanDuel account is now limited, because I crushed FanDuel on anytime goal scores the first month of the hockey season. So that's why. That's a 5.5% edge. Bet Slafkovsky, guys. It's a great play. Martin Necas, this is over 3%. Again, this is actually better odds now on FanDuel. So Martin Necas, cashed him a couple days ago, right? This moved a little bit, so maybe it's not as EV. No, still 3.25%. Grab this over here on FanDuel. He plays for the Avs against the Lightning. And we're going to go with Necas. And what should I be wagering here? $60. We're going to round this up to 100. Grab this. Necas, 195. There we go. I like that play a lot. All right, a couple anytime goal scores for you guys. There we go. King of the Court Boost Irish. Yeah, we've talked about that one, brother. That's not one that I really like to play. I don't really have any edge or insight to share with you on that one. Honestly, I would just tell you to give it your best guess. I would, if it's like points, rebounds, and assists, think about going after players that can really rack it up. Maybe like a Giannis, though I don't like the fact that Giannis is playing back-to-back tonight. That's why I'm on his under, on his points. But Giannis has the ability to go for it. But I would definitely look to go after players that can just go nuclear. Even like a Devin Booker, who's sneaky. Devin Booker can score 50 or 60 like that. Anybody else? I'm already on Cutter Gauthier. Bet him earlier, plus 220 odds. You can get this at 215. It's okay. It's 2.5% edge. I would really only take this over on a Canby Sportsbook. Bet Rivers, Ballybet, Desert Diamond, Sugar House, Bet Parks. Any Canby Sportsbook that you guys have access to, I'd be slightly interested there. While I love Leon, and the guy can light the lamp, just too low of an edge. Same with Sam Reinhart. Some of the best goal scorers in the league right here. That's why I stick to my range, which is a minus 150 to plus 250. If you can appreciate, guys, that I'm kind of sharing all this information with you for free, smash the subscribe button. Make sure to send this to a friend that likes to bet on sports, that maybe he's down on their luck, having trouble winning. We can definitely get them on the right track. right? Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It helps the algorithm out. It helps me out a lot, guys. So there's a couple anytime goal scorers. We can maybe come back to this here in a little bit. Slavkovsky, Netchis. I'm all right with Cutter Gauthier as well. Let's take a look now. Mention this for all my Platinum Plan members. This is slowly being unveiled this week and also for the week after. You will start to have access to the custom plus EV formula. So why am I so excited about this? Well, if we're looking to bet some NBA player props, and I think FanDuel's really sharp, right? And then maybe I'm like, I also like Pinnacle, right? Well, maybe I can apply these two books. I could say, okay. And then let's select all the sports books. And then I just want to look at specifically for the NBA right now. Now, I could set up filters and stuff, guys. I'm not going to do that here at the moment. And the date range is for today. And we're going to look at a minus 200 to a plus 150. Okay. And all I want to do is say, give me some plays that are maybe like at least 2% minimum EV edge. And what I want to do here is I'm going to say, I want a 7 spot for FanDuel. I want a 3 spot for Penny. So I'm really leaning heavily on FanDuel and a little bit with Penny. And then we can change this threshold. So right now I'm just going to say, I want to see plays that have FanDuel and Pinnacle. Show me these plays. Usually you have to give it a minute or two, guys, for this to load up, right? For it to kind of spit the plays out. But now we're going to see player props for the NBA tonight where FanDuel and Pinnacle, but a little bit more biased towards FanDuel, that we're going to see some plus EV plays that are over 2% EV edge. So now a combination of these. And really this plus EV custom formula, which I think is long overdue on OddsJam, I normally just go through in my head when we're on these live streams talking about months and months and months ago, previous live streams. If you want to try OddsJam 1 week for free and save 35% off your first month after the 1 week trial ends, use my code Billy35. It's going to give you a 1 week free trial. You'll save 35% off. It's a pretty dang good deal. And this is the time of the year now, guys, that we really want to get after this. We're also going to look at some college basketball main lines as well. No problem, Irish. Bino, no doubt about that. So just to kind of reiterate what he just said. What's up, Billy? Just your friendly reminder that people should go for middles on college basketball. A lot of opportunity. So while this is loading, and we might not see anything here, guys. We might not, because I'm already losing my patience on what we're seeing. So I'm just going to go here, and I'm just going to say, all right, dude, just give me like 50%. Has to have FanDuel. While we're doing that, I'm going to come over to more, and I'm going to go over to the middle tool. I haven't showcased the middle tool in a minute. I'm not going to lie. So when we're looking at the middle tool, guys, this is true low risk, high reward. And I'm going to spend a couple of minutes talking about a strategy that I haven't talked about in months. And now that basketball's here, and Bino, I appreciate you mentioning this to me, my man. Appreciate this a lot. So let's kind of talk about what this is. This is a true low risk, high reward play. So let's kind of talk about what we're diving into here. So let's just kind of select all books, right? And I don't really care what the odds range is. And let's look at some basketball. And I can even showcase NBA because I'm fine with that. Okay. So let's kind of talk about what's up. Okay. And maybe I don't showcase thrills because I'm sure some of you guys have thrills. Maybe not everybody does. Let's try to get into some books that are like actually maybe a bit viable. There's 3 plays at the moment. So let's kind of talk about this. We got this opportunity here on Ballybet and Bet Online. Louisiana Tech, Nevada. Okay. Now this is a negative middle play. So the idea here with middles is that you find plays that are typically have a positive percentage. Okay. We'll bring thrills back into the mix just to show you what's up. So let's say we go, all right, let's bet $100 on Ballybet. Let's bet $95 on Bet Online. We're looking for this score to land exactly on 137, right? And in this case, if the score lands exactly on 137, we would receive our $95 back on Bet Online, but we would win this wager over on Ballybet. Now, if there is any other outcome other than 137 total points scored in this game, we are going to lose roughly $1. So think of it as you are wagering $1, because that's what you're going to lose, to have a chance at winning almost, $94 in profit. So why we love middles so much is if I come back to thrills, okay, some different plays here, right? If I come back to thrills, BetUS, you could do this with BetUS and Ballybet, or even BetRivers in Ballybet. So the play here would be, if you bet a grand total of $250 on the over on BetRivers and $230 on BetUS, you're going to make a guaranteed of $2.24 no matter what, which to a lot of you guys is probably like, dude, I don't care about that. But what you have to understand is that if in the offhand chance, and this is a mainline play here, they score 137 points, then you're going to hit this bet for $250. So why middle betting is so effing genius is that this will give you the confidence to make a massive wager. Let's bet $500 on BetRivers, or let's bet, I don't know, $4.95 to get these numbers kind of correct. Bet $4.55 on BetUS. You're going to make $4 no matter what. But if they score 137 points, you're going to make what, like $500 in profit on this play, or $400? My math's really poor right now. Like $450. This is where middle betting is so awesome. It's low risk, super high reward. So if you can find plays that have this low positive edge, this is where I would load up and start betting big time bets. Big bets on mainline markets, and you might hit one of these plays. Now, ideally, if you're going after these negative percentage plays, NJIT and Fordham, okay? This is between Thrills and Bovada. If you bet $250 on one side, let's just get these numbers nice and neat. Let's go, I don't know. Let's go maybe 220. No, let's go 215. I just got to find a nice number here. Here we go. Okay. So you bet $200 on NJIT at plus 6.5, and you bet $165 on Bovada. If Fordham wins the game by exactly 6 points, you cash both bets. If they don't hit for 6 points, then you lose $1.50, right? Or maybe it's $2. But you're really wagering $2 to have a chance to win a ton, like what, $364. So, since you're betting main lines, I love this. Bino says middle tool rocks. Also keeps your account healthy because you're betting main lines, right? Focus on main lines here, guys. Hit for $1,000 on $95 of real risk yesterday. That's insane. So this is a strategy that isn't talked about enough, and God bless you, Bino, because I do forget about it. There's so much to remember. This is an incredible strategy. By the way, Martin Etchis just moved on FanDuel to plus 180 when we got it at plus 195 odds. Let's go. 15 cents is CLV. How you doing there, FanDuel? Not good. So Fordham at -6. Again, guys, when you're using this tool, obviously, if you want to go after, if you can find a positive percentage play, I would load up on these. Bet 400, bet 300, bet 500, bet $1,000, because you're just hedging out your play. But if this play hits, then you have an opportunity at 137 to make a lot of money, right? And so if you have a $500 wager here, you bet 460, you're going to make $6 and change no matter what. But you have a chance to make $467 if this lands at 137. Even if you can't bet 500 because Ballybet limits you, you can use this with other sports books, guys. Highly, because there's so many college basketball games starting now. Highly recommend you try that out. So there we go. I would love to try to hit this up on Ballybet. I just don't know how much they're going to let me wager on these. So there's the middle tool. Definitely want to check that out. Come back over to the EV tool. And we now have some results from our FanDuel Pinnacle type of deal. Royce O'Neal under 8.5 rebounds and assists. Yeah, I bet his under on his player points, which we got some positive. We got some CLV on that play. This is over on Hard Rock. This is an ARB to FanDuel. It's an ARB to ProfitX. Obviously, guys, you guys know if you don't, Hard Rock's goated. Hit this up on Sports Zeno. I would also be willing to play this maybe on a better 3-pick entry at -122 odds. What are some popular books for everybody? Vooch on his player points. Oh, ESPN Bet just removed it. Talked about how betting under first quarter player points could be solid. Embiid under 6.5 is a lower EV play. Looks like, yeah. This is definitely a strategy I need to start getting into when it comes to these first quarter player points. How about Booker? Yeah, all these plays are kind of disappearing right now. We might go through the old school way guys are going through these plays because it's taking, in my opinion, a little bit too long to kind of find these. And the middle tool is definitely something we're going to be bringing up on a daily basis on these streams because it can literally be just like life-changing money to be able to hit for five. Well, not life-changing, but it could definitely be like pay your freaking mortgage, pay part of your mortgage or maybe pay your car insurance or your car payment off if you hit one of these middles. It can be pretty decent. Dang, dude, we got like 77 subs. So one other thing that I'll mention, guys, that I mentioned earlier, I'm just going to reiterate for anyone that's kind of filtering in. Let's kind of get off this. Let's go over and look at FanDuel as a sharp. I love using FanDuel as my sharp sportsbook when we're looking at NBA player props. As of today, I have launched my Dub Club. And so for those of you that are not looking, that don't either have the time to spend in front of a screen or you don't want to pay for the software or you just don't want to have to do all the learning that comes with it, you can gain access to my best picks. Dropped 17 or 18 picks today on the card. They are out there right now. You can grab them if you want. And like I said before, guys, I have various different packages, but at the moment, I am running a free 3-day trial for my 1-month subscription and 20% off. So I'll drop it down here again. Check it out if you want to. And looking to just have an absolute night tonight. All right, we're looking pretty good. Let's go here with 5% EV edge plays. All the sports books. And what do we got? What do we got, FanDuel? Maybe I should remove Hard Rock, to be honest with you guys, because it's just a little, they really just steal the show. Sports Zeno, don't need to go after that. Bovada, guys, if you guys haven't started jumping into the global offshore books, the Platinum plan is more than worth it with OddsJam when you can gain access to Bovada with NBA player props. Absolutely goated. Great book to just attack NBA player props on. Just remember, guys, with Bovada, these are their own in-house player prop odds that they create. They do have Props Builder on Bovada as well. So it's a really great book to have because of what we can grab with this. Vooch under on his rebounds and assists. This is an ARB to FanDuel. Over on DraftKings. DraftKings has had some movement, but really they've kind of just got back to where they originally were. FanDuel's moving downwards a bit. They were at minus 146. They're now down to minus 152. There's a little bit of movement here. I'm totally cool with going after Vooch under 14.5 rebounds and assists. Giddy, my mustache is really itchy today. Giddy under 40.5 PRA. Almost a low hold to FanDuel. Almost. This is on Bovada and DraftKings. Again, kind of another telltale sign for me, guys. I think Bovada is just a walk in the park to beat as a sportsbook with player props. When DraftKings has similar odds as Bovada, I really, really like that. So this is just kind of another telltale sign to go after Giddy under 40.5 PRA. Player points on Bet105. Speaking of Giddy, Pinnacle. This is the Pinnacle skin, which is Bet105. Bookmakers at minus 108. FanDuel's at minus 120. What do we got here? Okay, a little bit of movement. Too much maybe movement from Bet105. But interesting here with Giddy under on his points. I don't mind that. I'm going to go log into Bet105 and take a swing at this. If you guys, live in America, you can't use Pinnacle to bet into Pinnacle at all. Bet105 is the book that I use. They copy Pinnacle's odds. And there's a lot of times, like right now, where I would love to bet into Pinnacle. And I can now do so with this. So I'm grabbing Giddy at 101. I'm going to grab this for, right now they're taking $400. I'm going to put this in for 125. This is still over a 3% edge compared to FanDuel. So very happy with that. CC says, Cole Anthony assists. Appreciate that, Irish. Thank you, man. Like and sub, everyone. Appreciate that. I need a P4 Bovada account stat, Bryce. No doubt about that, man. We could all use a couple extra Bovada accounts in our back pocket. Dyson Daniels, there's only $25 liquidity here, guys, so go grab that. Love that. The Giddy play, once I bet it on Bet 105, did move from plus 101 to plus 100 odds, so it moved a cent. J-Butt, $50 under on his points and assists. I do not mind this. It's EV, ProfitX. Also, if ProfitX is matching up with SportsZeno, guys, again, another telltale sign. Go smash this play on ProfitX. Grab that $50. Herder under on made threes. Giddy on his rebounds and assists. Couple different plays here with the Bulls. I would love to run a little SGP to play into DraftKings. I just am kind of nervous about what this price is going to look like. Also, I don't like betting multiple rebounds and assists because it's, like I don't mind going under here with Herder under on his made threes. So let me see what I have this as. Grab this, go up to the top right. I should be receiving odds of plus 201. I can almost guarantee that's not going to happen because DraftKings is going to bake in some type of correlation. So one thing that we can do here, guys, in this example, I'm like, I really want to bet this two-leg SGP over here on DraftKings, right? DraftKings wants me to play SGPs. They advertise it all the time. So I'm going to grab the fair win percentage here for Giddy, and then I'm going to do it for Herder. I got to multiply these two together. So just move the decimal point 2 spots to the left, multiply these together. It's a 2-leg parlay. We need both legs to hit in order to cash. That's why I'm multiplying these together. So here's my fair win percentage, 37 spot. Let's just say 1/8, right? Now, OddsJam's telling me I should be receiving odds of plus 201. So I'll just come down here to a Kelly Criterion calculator. All the calculators are free at OddsJam. This is data-driven sports betting, guys. This is how you make money. This is how you do it. So 0.25, 201 odds. I got a 37 spot, 1.8% chance. They're saying, this is like a 12% EV edge play. So now I need to figure out what the actual price that I'm going to receive on DraftKings, because we know that DraftKings is not going to give me odds of plus 201. So player made threes. Where's Mr. Herder? This line moved now to minus 174, which kind of sucks. Player combos. Let's go to the over-unders. And you got to scroll all the way to the bottom, guys, because God forbid they ever let you do anything like this. All right, so I'm getting odds of plus 182 right now. That's still a 5% edge. So over here, I'm going to wager $100 on this play. And bingo, we get an SGP down of Giddy under and Herder under. And so we get this at plus 182 odds. So it's still almost a 5% EV edge play. So we go ahead and grab that. And that's how you do this, which is, hey, you know what? We're not getting the odds that we should, but it's still EV. And this is how you can play SGPs that the sports books want you to play and still gain an edge on them. This is another way that you can do this. So I'm just going to go into my bet tracker. And I'm just going to change this play right here, click into this, and say I'm actually getting odds of plus 182. But now we have our 2-leg parlay here with Giddy and Kevin Herder. A little bit of correlation, right? We're hoping that Herder can't make anything. And if Giddy passes Herder the ball and he misses, then Giddy doesn't get the assist and Herder gets a miss. So that's kind of how you can figure out if that SGP is still worth it. And if you can find plays that have an edge with an SGP, guys, that's the literal holy grail of how you can make the sports books happy, because they want you to play SGPs and you're playing them, but you're also getting plays with an edge. That's where everybody's happy in this situation. So another way, guys, that I like to use SGPs is just making sure. Now, you have to find plays that are pretty high EV edge, right? You could do this with Vooch probably as well with Giddy, but high EV edge plays, and then you can mix these in to your SGPs. So when I just start to see a lot of the same game, like you might be able to do this with Embiid as well, this is how you kind of do it. The Giddy play, Ken, is the under 40.5 PRA. Feel free to take his under on his points. If you want to instead, you could do Vooch right here with the under 14.5 rebounds and assists. There's a couple options here in the Sixers-Bulls play. I just ran a 2-leg parlay. All right, Case and Wallace. So another way is all right, well, can I run another SGP on DraftKings for Case and Wallace? And his play literally was just here. It might have disappeared. Dang. Stinks. Chris Dunn, under 2.5 assists. What do we got here? This looks pretty decent. Okay, not any crazy movement here from FanDuel compared to Props Builder. But as a Props Builder, I'm always going to look to grab this because it looks very, very good to FanDuel, and I lean FanDuel every time. So Chris Dunn, Thunder Clippers, under 2.5 assists. I'm going to grab this over here as well. A lot going on. So much going on. Said yesterday I made $400 live arbing and then lost it after I panicked on a reverse middle. Yeah, so I appreciate you sharing that with me, man. Something that is definitely going to happen, guys, is if you are live arbing, there's going to be a couple instances, 1 or 2 times a night, where you might end up with kind of a reverse middle situation, or not a reverse middle, but you end up betting one side and then you're not able to get the other side down. And so what a lot of people do, and I'm not picking on you because I've been there before, is you panic. And so then you just quickly try to grab the other side and you're like, well, you know what? I got his over 4.5 assists and now, you know what? I'll just grab his under 3.5 assists and just hope that he doesn't land on 4. And what you really should do is just chill. Take a deep breath and assess your options. Sometimes you can wait and have that play come back around to you, where then maybe you have to wait 5 minutes, maybe you have to wait until a whole nother quarter, but you might be able to find it where you can then still get out of that play later on in the night. Or you could simply just arb out of the play for a small loss, right? You got the over 4.5 at plus 116 odds. You're trying to get that, or plus 130 odds. You're trying to get that under at minus 105. Now all of a sudden it moves to minus 140. And you're like, shoot. Sometimes the best thing you could do is just arb out of the play for a small loss and just don't worry about it. But you honestly won't learn how to handle those situations or learn from them until you make those mistakes. And everyone's made them. That is arbitrage long enough. Arbologist, arb father, arb thief, everyone, myself, I've been in those situations before, and you just want to not panic and just assess your situation, assess your options. But one thing that you have to definitely do is pay very close attention now to what's going on. So I'm just going over here in this Chris Dunn play and grabbing this under 2.5 at, it's minus 121. That's awesome. Grab that for 130 and say thank you very much. Though it did just move to a 2% edge, which kind of stinks, but that's fine. I'm still all right with that. All right, let's get off the Thunder play. See what we got. Live and learn, no doubt about that, man. So just remember that in the back of your head next time it happens. Hey, because it's going to happen again. The more that you get into this game, there's going to be times and instances where that happens, and it's okay. It's all right. Dang, dude, that was a quick hour. That was lightning fast. We'll go back over to the DFS optimizer, fantasy optimizer. We'll come back over here and look at some more prize picks. So big night tonight, a lot going on. And we got a big day tomorrow. And I'm back on tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. We're going to be looking at more mainline markets, getting ready to maybe take a peek at that Thursday night football, look at more of the Sunday games for NFL, look at some college football as well. One thing that I want to do, I totally forgot. Let's take a look at some college basketball really quick. Got to look at some college basketball. Well, first, I'm all over the place. First up, 3-man entries on PrizePicks because I said I'd share some PrizePicks. Let's move off of Gino here for a second. I don't like the Giddy Edgecombe play. Not where this is, right? We just bet they're under on parlay play. So this is not good to FanDuel. I don't like any of these to FanDuel. SGA under on his points and rebounds. I like this play. I can get behind Porzingis under first quarter points. I like that. So SGA, Porzingis, couple of unders here. Brandon Ingram. I'd still rather take Draymond Maybe Draymond or either Brandon Ingram. Draymond over 5.5 assists like we played before, or Brandon Ingram under 10.5 rebounds and assists. So definitely SGA, definitely Porzingis, and then mix and match. Pick either Ingram or Draymond. That'd be the play. So let's look at some college hoops. This is the best time of the year, man. It's just so much going on, and there's just nothing better. D-Vigging to Bookmaker. One of my favorite books to D-Vig to when it comes to college hoops. Let's drop this down to, say, 2%. What do we got? Portland State plus 12 on Canby. UT Martin. Yeah, Pinnacle's at 3K plus 111. Bookmaker looks pretty good. I can get behind that. Let's see what we got here. I want to just log into Bookmaker just to see their limits, but I don't mind Portland State plus 12. UT Martin plus 18.5. If we were going to rock a parlay, I would definitely rock this parlay over here on Ballybet or Bet Rivers. Totally fine with rocking a two-leg traditional parlay, which you know that you're going to receive good pricing on. So for UT Martin against UNLV, when I'm looking at this play, I'm pulling this up right now. I want to find out what the limits are. So UT Martin plus 18.5. Bookmakers at minus 142, and they're taking $7,000. This is one of the reasons why I use Bookmaker as my sharp for college basketball. Pinnacle's taking 3K. Bookmakers taking $7,100. So, yeah, they're taking over twice the amount of money Pinnacle is. So UT Martin, like this. Let's take a look at Portland State. Taking on Stanford. Portland State and Stanford. Portland State plus 12 at minus 122. Bookmakers at minus 149. They're taking almost $7,500. So again, Pinnacle's at 3K. Bookmakers at $7,500. So simply put, this is going to be an easy decision for me. I don't know what they'll let me take here. Again, you can take this at the original line. One other thing, guys, that I'll mention here. Typically, if this play is EV to Bookmaker on plus 12, then that means that Ballybet or Bet Rivers has this line. You can get their main line. So Ballybet's main line is plus 11, right? Which is probably still EV to Bookmaker, but it's a little bit more EV over here. That's why we're being recommended the plus 12. So too many windows opened up. My apologies. There we go. Okay. So we'll try this at Ballybet, though I am limited on Ballybet, but we'll see what they'll let me get down when it comes to maybe a traditional parlay. Two-leg parlay, both legs at minus 122, Portland State and UT Martin. We got some college basketball already underway. Great time to also just live bet, live arb college basketball. It's a lot of fun. So we're looking at Portland plus 12. All right, and then we're going to grab this. And then UT Martin at 18.5. All right, so I am going to try to play as much money as I possibly can on this parlay. I only have $200. So if I go in for, let's just try $100. $62. I'll take that. $62.11. Once you're limited, guys, just take whatever they give you. It doesn't really matter there. So $62.11 on this two-leg parlay. There we go. Got to add this one with Martin, and love that. Love that one. Again, using Bookmaker as the sharp. Plus 231 odds. Beautiful. All right, guys. What else do we have for college hoops? South Carolina minus 22.5. Oh, it's probably because the game just started. That's why. I'm a little late to the party. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Back on tomorrow. A lot to get into. God, I love that college hoops is back. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate that, S5. And appreciate all you guys. Also, Trent, thanks so much for joining the family. For all the OGs and DGens, I love you guys. And if nothing else, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m.